Good afternoon, everybody. It's your friend Cheap Loots. How are you doing? Recording live from the penthouse. I really appreciate. I wish I knew the name of the person that called it a penthouse in the comment section because I really appreciate that air of luxury that doesn't exist because this is not a penthouse. This is a very cheap, rundown apartment, though it is spacious. I will say that. Older viewers of mine would notice that I've actually lived in the same building before, so it is what it is. Let's talk about the Encore set. For some reason, every time I hear Encore, I just think of like the Jay-Z Linkin Park collaboration that was big in 2000, I think 3. I want to say, yeah, it was 2003. It was like the Meteora, Jay-Z collab. That was hot in the streets, man. That was a big deal, dude. This is what people from the 80s probably think of when they think of like Walk This Way with like Aerosmith and Run DMC, or like maybe Public Enemy and Anthrax might be a little bit more like accurate. I forget that album exists pretty often, but then when I remember it, I don't want to listen to it because I'll be honest, it doesn't hold up very well. But I think about it and I'll be like, that's cool. We got the Encore set. We have our first endgame card. I know everyone's been over the card art, and I'll be honest, it's pretty cool. I will say the card art's been a little bit better, a little more up to snuff this year than it has in the past couple. I kind of want to hate on people for like being this gassed over a card they won't have, but I'll be honest, the bottom of that card art is pretty fire, dude. The rest of the Encore, it's pretty mid though. It's just kind of like the timeless set, and I feel like what was the set before that kind of looked just like this? I don't even know. Glorious set looked like this as well, but Kevin Durant endgame is going to be the best shooting guard in the game. I'll talk about him in a second. We got Rudy, Mark Eaton, Kyrie, Karl Malone. Please don't point it to the sky, dog. He doesn't want you, I promise. LaMarcus Aldridge, Scotty Barnes, Kyle Korver, my boy Hot Sauce, Rondo, because they are allergic to not putting tiny point guards in these sets. I'm just convinced of it. Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum. We're going to get a shooting guard, Jason Tatum, though, by the way. Like, real soon. I'm actually shocked we didn't get next. I'll talk about that in a second. Invincible, Russell Westbrook. So they threw in a troll Invincible, too, which is just so on brand for 2K. And Kristaps Porzingis. So we'll start with Durant because there's no one else that we should start with. 6'10", 7'4" wingspan at the 2 guard. Now, this is an endgame card, so he's not going to have Kevin Durant base. No. I wish he would have because I'd be less scared of him, but no. He'll have Kevin Porter Jr. base on very quick. There's no question about it. I think KPJ is going to be like the main small forward, shooting guard, and point guard release for the endgame cards. I actually don't know what the big man release is going to be unless they just go straight KPJ across the board, which they may do for sure. Maybe O'Shea Brissett will be the big man one. That makes sense, I guess. As far as the most meta dribble moves in the game for an endgame card, though, I actually don't know. I'm assuming Curry, Escape, maybe Trey. If you're going to know more about this, by the way, so if you know, like, comment down below, but I'm not sure. Maybe Francis or like Garland size up. I'm not sure. I'm not like a dribble head, so I've been trying to keep track of like the most meta dribble sigs this year, but it's been kind of hard as somebody who doesn't really care for them that much, you know. Dame behind the back because literally they give it to everybody at this point, so that will stay. I don't know what the meta crossover is. I just know it's not Kevin Durant's, so that's cool. The leaner will change, and I'm assuming Trey, it is what it is. It's hard to speculate. I mean, once we get one endgame card, from that point, the floodgates are going to be open. We're going to know what every endgame card is going to look like from this point forward. So Durant's going to be broken, and it's likely until we get something even more broken, like a shooting guard Giannis endgame card or something, he'll probably be the most broken shooting guard in the game for a long period of time because he's going to be T-Mac, but like 2 inches taller with a way bigger wingspan. Shout out to T-Mac, still my favorite player of all time. And if you think for a second that this is going to cause T-Mac's price to go down a little bit, think again, because he's still running the bench shooting guard for a majority of people, so just know that. Kyrie. Yeah, we'll start the opposite way. We'll go with Kyrie first. He's 6'3", 6'4" wingspan. I mean, it's Kyrie Irving. At this point, does it matter? I kind of hope they keep Kyrie dribble style because I feel like no one's used it this year because no one's used Kyrie cards, period. So it would be nice to see Kyrie's dribble style return, but realistically, he'll probably have MJ. So whatever, and then he'll have different dribble sigs, I guess. But it's like I just don't care. Because who's going to use Kyrie? What Kyrie is it, too? It's Cavs Kyrie, man. It's not even like Nets Kyrie or anything. Like, I really don't care, truly. Karl Malone. Don't sleep on Karl Malone, though, because, like, don't sleep next to Karl Malone either. But, like, don't sleep on Karl Malone because he's actually fire. Like, this Pink Diamond Karl Malone was gas. He came out February 10th. He was my small, or I was going to say small forward. He was my power forward for a lot longer than I'd like to admit. I ran him quite a bit. Like, this release, super good, actually. It's very fire. He could move a little bit, too. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a case where, like, Karl Malone was just able to do things most power forwards weren't able to do at the time, like in February. It's possible. But he was really good, so I have to assume that this card tomorrow is going to be really solid as well. I'm definitely going to use him for troll purposes 100%. I can tell you that right now. Like, I'm definitely trolling by running Karl Malone. Also, did you guys notice my camera fell down maybe like, I don't know, 6 inches? I'm trying to get everything situated, man. It's hard when you have a whole setup that it's not like I had the best gaming setup in the world, okay? It's not like I had 47 bisexual lights behind me and like my own name hovering in the background or whatever people do, professionals do, I don't know. But, I had it tight. I had it set up pretty good. Either way, I'm getting back to it is what I'm saying. But Karl Malone should be decent. I'm going to, like I said, run him for troll purposes. He might actually be good enough to run on, like, good lineups, though. He's thick, Rudy at the shooting guard. I love Rudy Gay at the shooting guard. I've always preferred him at the small forward because it just feels more natural. I think I'm just, like, more of a guy that likes to play players at their real natural position. I feel like I've realized that. Rudy was my small forward forever. I think he was legitimately my small forward until maybe like a month ago. Yeah, that actually sounds right. Yeah, like the beginning of May, I think is when I finally replaced him. He was my small forward forever. He's just so good. That Rudy base is phenomenal. He can move really well. His player build is huge. Rudy's going to be great. Like, he's going to be so good. I'm actually so excited for him. I'm hoping he's a semi-affordable, basically. I think he will be, too. And then there's Mark Eaton. Mark Eaton is going to be fast because he already has the 79 speed on his Pink Diamond card. His release is Kem Birch, which isn't good. It's actually pretty bad with a Taj Gibson upper. It's pretty gross. If he's able to dribble, though, this will be the third center behind the other guys. Like, this will be a third center behind, like, Yao and other Yao and Rick Smith. So maybe he'll be, like, fourth or fifth because I feel like you could even put Art Gilmore in the mix. Get off of my screen, Ben Affleck. He's going to be good. It's really an issue of, like, if he can shoot. But because he's so fast, I actually don't think it really matters if he's going to be able to shoot realistically for the purposes that people are going to use him for. But I would expect at least like a 70 three-pointer. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they give him like a 59, like a Sean Bradley type beat. Maybe that's possible. Like, this realistically could be like what we're looking at here is like this Sean Bradley with more speed, basically. But I kind of have hope that they're going to boost out the shooting a little bit. So let's look at some of the other guys. We got Aldridge, honestly, cool. Aldridge is usually a fun card. What does he play? Power forward center. And then we got Scotty Barnes again. This Scotty Barnes is still runnable, so Scotty's going to be kind of fire for sure. Then we got Kyle Korver, the homie, man. I'm so excited for Kyle Korver. That's so sick. Looks like they're just running back a bunch of 16-bit guys. And then Rondo. Cool, we'll start with Rondo, I guess. I mean, 6'1", 6'9" wingspan. He's got great steal animations. I feel like I was just talking about players with the best steal animations in the game, and I mentioned, like, Stockton. I shouldn't say they're the best because from like a gameplay perspective, I feel like they're not the best, but like they're the most satisfying. It's like Stockton, Allen Iverson, Sidney Moncrief, and then I would put Rajon Rondo in that mix as well. And he got a dynamic duo with Ray Allen, with the Pink Diamond Ray Allen. What? When did that happen? Dude, I'm lost. I don't remember that at all. Anyways, he'll be okay, just small. He'll be good for, like, steal-based challenges, though, but I feel like we have so many of those guys. Like, we got Stockton last week, AI the week before that, so it's like I feel like we got Moncrief not too long ago too, so it's like we have all like the little swiper, no swiping steel guys. So cool. Aldridge 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. He'll be pretty solid, I think. He was already kind of fast. He could shoot. The LaMarcus Aldridge release, I actually like it a lot. I wish they would have given more cards this release because I think they did a good job with the Aldridge base this year. I feel like they kind of messed it up the last couple years, but this year I feel like it was good. No base 11 or anything, but I feel like it was pretty decent. It was pretty mid, but like in a good way. You know, it's good stuff. Aldridge will be decent. It's just he's not going to be anything spectacular or special. Scotty Barnes, like I said, you could still run this Scotty Barnes right now and be fine. He's 6'8", like he plays lockdown defense. His release isn't going to change. It's just going to be a slightly more updated version of this card with better tendencies, basically. Like that's kind of what you're looking at here. He'll have increased shooting and playmaking badges. Stats-wise, he was basically 90 plus and anything anyways. Doesn't really matter. The tendos will be up, like his pass intercept will be up, his block shot will be up, on-ball steal will be up. Probably mess around with his SIGs, but I don't even think they'll do that, to be honest. This is just going to be a reskin card. Like, so if you were excited for like a whole new Scotty Barnes experience, sorry, you're just going to have to wait because it's going to be a reskinned version. Kyle Korver, 6'7", 6'9" wingspan. Korver base also is another dark horse for the big man release on endgames, by the way, because Korver base is really, really good if you used Anton Jameson. It's fire, but I can say it's a little bit hard to time sometimes online. Or if you ran Sarunas Marcelionius. I do not think I said that right. Sorry to all my, I think, Croatian homies. My bad. He'll be good, though. If they juice his tendencies up, I'm definitely going to run Kyle Korver because the release is fire. Also, it's just so funny when Kyle Korver dunks on anyone because, like, he shouldn't be doing that. And, you know, Bulls legend Kyle Korver. That's what's up. Let's talk the Invincibles. I mean, obviously, there's Kawhi. Kawhi will be good. I feel like this is the least useful Kawhi has ever been this year, though. I feel like off rip, Kawhi just hasn't been the guy like he normally is, which is a weird concept at the end of the day. Like, usually Kawhi is absolutely gas, but this year I just feel like he's felt very, I don't know, subpar, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So we'll start from the back here. Russell Westbrook, I mean, it's Russ. Like, this is a troll invincible. This is the invincible you get to troll you. Like, that's what it is. If there was a different animation for invincibles, that's exactly what this one would be. So I don't really want to talk about it. I mean, he'll be fine, I guess, but do you want this card? Probably not. Unless you're a big Russ fan, the like 6 of you that are left, I don't know what to tell you. Tatum, I figured, you know, they were going to give him an updated card relatively soon. I figured he plays shooting guard, though, so I'm actually kind of surprised. I think that does limit his market value for sure, because I think if he played shooting guard, I think people would like him a little bit more. I'm interested to see what they're going to do. The Tatum release is solid. He kind of fades away a little bit like Jimmy Butler does, so that's always fun. He's really hard to contest if you've played against somebody who runs Tatum. Like, you'll notice that. They're going to change his size up. They're going to change his motion style. His tendencies will be juiced up. Obviously, he's an invincible card. He's going to be maxed, so it doesn't really matter. You know, there's not a whole lot to talk about there. I really just feel like from the jump, like looking through all the Kawhis, like the NBA Series 1 Kawhi, I remember a lot of people used in the beginning of the year. He was really, really good. Destroyer Kawhis, though, I feel like no one really cared about those. I feel like even when he came out, people really weren't that gassed about Kawhi, because I feel like someone like Iguodala might even been better than him at that stage. The Eclipse Kawhi, no one cared about, and then because they made him play small forward for some reason, it's kind of weird. And then I feel like the playoffs and Elemental Kawhi. I forgot Elemental Kawhi even existed. I forgot this was a card. Straight up, I didn't even remember. I thought this was the first Dark Matter Kawhi. It's kind of wild. Yeah, I mean, he'll be alright. They'll change his stuff up. He'll be a little bit more on the meta side, but realistically, like, I've said it before, I just don't think Kawhi's it this year because they juiced T-Mac so much that, like, you know, like him and Terry Dissinger are just, like, so cracked that there's no point. Shout out to Kawhi, though. Maybe they give him, like, KPJ, but I think it'll just be, like, a regular Kawhi. Upgraded version of Elemental. And then we got Big Stops. Big Stops is going to be annoying. I can tell you that right now. He's going to be the #1 sweat lord power forward. I already know. Oh, and KD also. So that's another reason that, like, no one cares about Kawhi, because, like, KD's coming out tomorrow. Kristaps is going to be stupid. I like his release, so it's not going to change. They're definitely going to change his dribble sigs. He's going to be floating. He's going to be moving out there. He's going to have max tendencies. Yeah, this card is going to be broken straight up. Like, imagine running into Hero Yao or Hero Manute with Kristaps right next to him, right? I feel like people would run Manute Yao, though, and then you would see Kristaps on the bench. So that is one thing, though, is I feel like the real sweat lords that would really run Kristaps probably already have Manute and Yao, who are both better than him, which, by the way, I was talking about, like, top centers. I forgot Manute even existed because I've never run into him. And, like, I just, like, don't want to talk about the card because I'll never get it, you know? So it's like, Kristaps is going to be broken, though. This big white cigarette, man. I'd love to see it. Let's go talk about some market implications. And if you think T-Mac is going to fall in value, you were sorely mistaken. Now, the market implications of this set are interesting, to say the least, right? So it's like, I don't even think Kevin Durant is really going to affect anyone's price particularly. And the reason I say that is just because the only other people that he would affect are people that are so astronomically expensive that I don't really think it matters. Did you guys miss the motorcycles from my old videos from like 2K22? If you missed the motorcycles, dog, welcome back, because they're here. They're here and they're worse than ever. All right, anyways. He's not affecting T-Mac's price. T-Mac's still going to be, you know, somewhere between 600K and $1 million. I'm not exactly sure what his price is going to be. There are like a decent amount of T-Macs up on the marketplace right now, but realistically, he at the bare minimum, I would say the bare minimum that he's going to continue to sell for the foreseeable future, even once endgames come out, is probably 500, 600K. Maybe once we get like some more endgame shooting guards and there's more like KPJ shooting guards out there, then maybe he plummets a little bit, but I would say there's no possible way, even by the end of the year, that this T-Mac sells for under 300 or 400K. Like, I really don't think that's the thing. I'm dead serious. It's going to be like leap year T-Mac all over again. If you guys remember 2K20, leap year T-Mac was over 500,000 MT until, I'm not kidding, maybe the last 30 days of the game's lifespan. Like, I'm not even sure if he was a buyout. If somebody remembers, jump in the comments down below, but I don't think he was ever a buyout. And there was like 3 other T-Macs after that. Crazy stuff. Now, we might see a drop in like Scottie Pippen. That's kind of exciting. Maybe a drop in like MJ. I still haven't sold him yet, and I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to keep MJ for now. But I thought about selling him and then like buying Scottie Pippen and like buying some other cards. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. So there's no excitement when it comes to Kevin Durant. I feel like Kawhi, Jason Tatum, like Russ, they're not obviously affecting anyone's market share. Kristaps is going to affect the market of certain people. Like I feel like a Shaq, maybe Anthony Davis, just people of that nature are going to be affected by him. Also, by the way, I heard rumors that if you got Larry Bird from the trophy case, they gave you a free invincible Larry Bird. Can someone confirm if that's real? Because like I saw some stuff on Twitter about that, but I didn't get Larry Bird because I wasn't wasting my time. So I just want to know if that's real or not. If it is, that's cool. I just don't know if it is. So I've been trying to confirm it, but I can't seem to confirm it. I could just hit up Jazz, but I just forgot. So, you know, shout out to him. Anyhow, Mark Eaton is going to be the interesting one, right? Especially when it comes to all the regular cards, because I actually don't know like who he's hurting. I would say Ralph Sampson is the most likely candidate to decrease in value because of Mark Eaton, because he's the most like directly comparable big man. I still don't know if Mark Eaton's going to be able to shoot, so I feel like people are going to be a little bit disappointed when we get Mark Eaton tomorrow, because I feel like Ralph Sampson might still be a little bit better, you know, because he's still quick, like he can shoot a little bit, which Mark Eaton I don't think is going to be able to. He's got the 82 three-pointer and stuff, you know. Like, Mark Eaton's definitely going to be faster than him. There's no question about it, like, which is hilarious because, I mean, honestly, if we're betting on a foot race, like, if I could pluck them both from their physical primes and bring them to the future and make them do a foot race, I personally would be taking Ralph Sampson pre-injuries over Mark Eaton. Mark Eaton's slow as shit, but, like, you know, whatever. He does have, like, one of the worst releases in the game, though. DeAndre Jordan, it's pretty trash. I did used to cash mid-ranges with Diamond Gold. Yeah, Diamond. Why did I say Diamond Gold? I'm losing it, man. It's so hot in here. Diamond DeAndre Jordan, I used to straight cash mid-ranges. When I say cash, I probably shot maybe 25%, but that's pretty good for DeAndre Jordan back in the beginning of the year, okay? So Ralph still may be the superior big man when it's all said and done, but Mark Eaton's going to be pretty gas. I don't think Rudy really affects anyone's prices. I feel like the rest of these dark matters, like if he's going to affect anyone's price, it's going to be someone like Andre Karolinko. I don't think Karl Malone's affecting anyone's price. I really don't. Scotty Barnes, even, I would say it's probably unlikely that he affects the price of anyone. I forgot I still have this Pascal Siakam card. Honestly, he played for me for 2 days. Like, I'm not kidding, 2 days. Literally 2 days. And then never again. Like, straight up. So yeah, I don't really know. Maybe some of these guys get affected, but at the end of the day, I don't really think it matters, you know? So it is what it is, but I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below if anyone's going to specifically be affected. I think the only thing at this stage, like I don't think the end games are going to do it. I think it's going to be the super packs that affect people's prices if they do it all. And we really didn't even see an effect on a lot of these guys when the super packs came out. Like they're definitely a little bit cheaper, but not as much as you would like to see. I forgot Bowl exists, so that's what's up. Anyways, it's been your friend Cheap Ludes. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna open packs. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So